So this is the last of our sequence using these props. So official welcome. Welcome everybody. We have our long foam roller. I know. Welcome. Kumbaya, and it's a small world. That's that gesture, I feel like. We have our tennis ball and our medium to heavy resistance band. The long one, it's still folded in half with a knot. So, I'm going to come mute you. If during the class you're just like, you know what, I'm not feeling my momentum pick up, just be where you are and rest and just pick and choose what works. But I think what I'm going to do today is just kind of scale back a little bit of our energy. So we might not do quite as bombastic of a workout, but we'll still get some work done, and we'll focus more on a little bit of the stretching and big movements to help us kind of reinvigorate ourselves for the week. So we'll start with the tennis ball, our stomp and smush, just a short foot check-in. So I'm going to start with my right foot, my literal right foot, and we're going to step on it and roll it forward. Step and smush. If you have an old tennis ball, you can really mash it down. If it's new, you might want to be a little bit more gentle. Start to focus on your breathing as you roll. And then we'll stay on this foot today. Bring the tennis ball just behind the ball of the foot. Allow the toes to lengthen and drape over. And then you're going to roll, arc from side to side, massaging the latitudinal arch of the foot. And I'm allowing my thigh bone, my femur, to turn out and turn in as I pivot on my heel. There's lots of ways to do this movement, but we're exploring this way for now. One more set, turning in and out. And then we'll do our toe stretches. So either from standing or bending over, or you can sit down on a chair or stool and keep the tennis ball underneath the pad of the big toe. The ball of the big toe is on the floor, and you'll bend the knee and lift the heel up, pumping with a pumping action. 2, 3, 4, and then you'll change to the second toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then change to the third toe. There it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change to the fourth toe. 1, 2, trying to stretch out the underside of the toe joint and lengthen out the toes. The fifth toe. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do our foot doming, spreading the toes wide like a fan. Reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Other foot. So, taking a little minute, stomp and smush on the left foot. Step and roll, step and roll. Appreciating any snap, crackling, or popping sensations that might be happening. Step and roll. Oh, I think I froze. Are we back? Polly's here. Annette is moving. Robert is frozen. No, Robert's back. Okay, good. All right, and then let us go arcing from side to side. I just want to be sure I had everybody. So placing the tennis ball just behind the ball of the foot. Allow the toes to drape over. And then arcing over the ball from side to side. Both moving the ankle and also internally rotating and externally rotating the thigh bone. As much as we want to do pure movements, in the human body, it's really made to work synergistically. So it's mostly bringing our attention to that area, that it is actually isolating. And then toe stretches, starting with the big toe. Either holding the ball in place or winging it. Toe joint is on the floor, pad of the toes on the ball, and pump the heel. 2, 3, 4, and change. Second toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and fourth toe. Third toe, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Observing if you're doing any holding. Fourth toe. Holding to the arms to help you stay upright. 2, 3, 4, and fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. And then we'll come up, place the ball underneath the ball of the foot, heel on the floor, knee is bent. Spread the toes wide like a fan. Reach the toes, wrap, lift, and pull. Foot doming, spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. I notice that my hands start to reach like this too. Spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. And spread, reach, wrap, lift, and pull. Okay, we'll come to the floor right away today, sticking with the ball. So, coming on down to the floor. Tennis ball underneath the glute. We'll do scrubbing from the sacrum side, the inner part, scrubbing up and down. You can use your hand, but that's going to take more work than using your body. We'll do each glute, working our way gradually all the way onto the side and settling into that sweet little nugget between the greater trochanter, the hip bone, up there. All right, Annette's already rolling. She's like, floor work, you got it. Don't have to ask me twice. I do still believe this very strongly, although I love to do standing work, kneeling work. I got into Pilates and gyrotonic exercise because it's a workout you can do lying down. I love to lie down. I love to lie down. Because sometimes when you're tired, you don't want to work out, you just want to lie down. And there's so much you can do lying down. Working your way onto the side of the hip. It's getting more exciting over here. And then you're going to roll onto the side into that little nugget. I'll give you the close-up version of where this is. This is my leg bone, the knobby bone there. This is my hip bone up here. So if you kind of, I love these, you can see on my seam, it's kind of like in this little area right there. Ta-da. And you just lie on that puppy and enjoy. And you can gently roll your hips forward towards the floor and up towards the ceiling if you feel masochistic. in this instance, I think it's easier, oh yeah, if the bottom leg is bent when you're on your side. Change sides. So for the glute, to decrease the pressure, the glute that you're massaging, you'll have that leg longer than the other leg. That's going to decrease some of the discomfort. Working your way from the sacrum / tailbone area to the side of the hip. Annette, are you starting to giggle? She has this big old smile on her face, like, hurts so good, and then lying on the side. Yeah, hurts so good. Yeah, and Robert's enjoying this one. Although, Robert, you don't look like you're giggling. Polly, you raised your hand. You were like, yes, me too. I'm enjoying this thoroughly. Okie dokies. Now we're going to come to the hamstring. So we're going to start with the inner hamstring, and you're not going to do this. I'm showing you where we are. We're going to work the ball up the 3 hamstrings. So inner part, center part of the leg, and outer part of the leg. And you're going to do that by sitting on the ball just in front of your sit bone, and you're going to drag yourself backwards over the ball. And the more you slump forward over yourself, the more pressure you apply to the ball. So the more you lean back like this, the less pressure you get on the ball. You could put one leg over the other to apply pressure that way, if leaning forward doesn't feel right for you. So you're dragging yourself backwards over the ball, and then you scooch forward to the front of the mat and you reset. And you'll do that 3 times. Second set is in the middle of the back of the thigh. You can use your hand to apply pressure, walking yourself back. Yeah. And really, the leg that you're massaging, try and have that as almost just passive weight. And then you'll do the outer part of the thigh. And then we'll do the other side. You might be saying to yourself, geez, Harriet, this is awkward. I feel very ungainly when I do this. Well, that's okay. You're in the privacy of your own home. No one can see you writhing with joy and ecstasy on the floor. Unless you decided to start charging. You can have your own live stream of you doing the class. Make a few extra bucks. Okay. I'm on the second leg, and I'm in the middle of the second leg. Just gradually working myself backwards. Yeah. Any number of ways where you feel like you can get pressure applied just the right amount. And now I'm on the outer part of the leg. Woohoo! Okay. Last little thing. We can set the ball aside. So when you've done all 3 planes of the back of the leg, just watching to be sure that we're here. Scooch all the way to the front of your mat. I'm going to demonstrate from the side view. So we're going to walk your hips back one at a time, which is, you might have already been doing this. So you're going to pull one thigh back and let the hip reach back behind you, and then the other thigh. There's no, you're just kind of sitting there. If it's uncomfortable to sit up, you'll have your arms behind you and you can help walk yourself back. But you're leading by pulling the leg bone into the hip socket. Goodbye. So walk on off to buffalo here. And then you're going to walk forward, flinging your leg forward. Fling, 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 fling. So you can also lean back. So Robert, if it's comfortable for your neck and your shoulder, you can lean back onto your arms to extend the legs as much as possible. Yeah, there you go. And then work it back. Yes, your pants should be coming off. So if you feel like your pants are coming off, you're doing it right. So you can walk your hands and your arms. Yeah, use your hands, Annette. Walk your hands behind you. Although it's a great challenge to do it without. Think of these like elephant walks, like they're just a big lumbering, yes. Okay, and then go forward again. Feel a sense of weightedness and dropping into the floor. I don't know if you can hear the thumping. Thumping, thumping, thumping. Okay. Let's go straight into our pelvic clock today. We're here. Left leg down. So rolling over onto your side and lying down, and then rolling over onto your back. Right. So make sure you can get so you can see as much as you need to. So place your hands in a triangle position, like that. Fingertips pointing towards the pubic bone. Outside heel of the hand resting over your hip bones, or just inside your hip bones, and the thumbs pointing towards your midline, just below or around your navel, depending on your proportions. Robert, I would get yourself a little towel for your head and a net. Do you have your towel there for your head? It looks like you do, but I just want to be sure. So you're going to breathe into your hands. Yes, that looks good. Polly, you can use it. You can use that blanket, but you don't need it. Just in case. It's totally fine. Get yourself so you can face. Yeah, there you go. So you're breathing into your hands and out. Breathing in and out. You can breathe out through your nose or your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through the nose or mouth. As you breathe in, feel the bones separating, expanding away from each other. And as you breathe out, feel the muscles start to awaken and to increase that space between the joints. So on the inhale, you expand the space between the joints. Feel all the air going in between the joints, and exhaling, feeling the muscles gently squeeze three-dimensionally to lengthen and maintain that space. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, maintaining and lengthening. Notice how the back of your head needs to readjust as you continue to breathe in this way. Breathe in. And on on your next exhale, feel the bottom of the pelvis rising towards the rib cage. Breathing in, expanding. And exhaling, pelvic floor rising towards the rib cage. Breathing in. Pelvic floor rising towards the rib cage on the exhale. And start to notice as you continue this pattern how the tone of the abdomen underneath your hands starts to change. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath like this. Okay, we'll relax our attention from the breath for now, and we're going to bring our attention to our pelvic clock. 12 o'clock is around the navel, moving in a circular pattern around to the left hip, 3 o'clock, moving towards the pubic bone, 6 o'clock, moving around to the right hip, 9 o'clock, and moving around back to the navel, 12 o'clock. Bring your hands by your sides today, unless it's very helpful for you to keep your hands on your abdomen. On our exhale, we're going to use the front of the body from the pubic bone up to the rib cage to tip the pelvis into 12 o'clock, dropping down towards the floor. And then you'll inhale, stretch that connection into a small 6 o'clock. Exhale, abdominals pull the pubic bone into 12 o'clock. Inhale, maintain that abdominal connection and stretch it back down into your neutral and into a small 6 o'clock with the tailbone arcing down towards the floor. We're going to do 2 more like this. Exhale, use the abdominals to tip the pelvis into 12 o'clock. Inhale, stretch that abdominal connection into 6 o'clock. One more time. Abdominals pull the pubic bone into 12 o'clock. And inhale, stretch it into 6 o'clock. And come relax into center. Wiggle your legs from side to side a little bit. You can rock your pelvis. And then we'll go with stable legs. Seesawing between 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Feel your anchor points, your bottom of your sacrum / tailbone weighted into the floor, the bottom ribs anchoring towards the floor, and the back of the head and the cheekbones coming through the face, grounding the head into the floor. So as you exhale, you're going to keep your legs parallel and you're going to weight into the 3 o'clock, the left side of the pelvis. And then you're going to inhale back to center. And then on your next exhale, you're going to weight into your 9 o'clock side of your pelvis, the right side, and inhale back to center. Keep alternating like that. 3 o'clock, left side, center. 9 o'clock, right side, and center. 3 o'clock, center, and 9 o'clock, center. Observing as we continue with this that as you wait through 3 o'clock, the right knee lengthens away from you and the left femur suctions into the socket. And as you wait into the 9 o'clock side, the left thigh lengthens and the right femur suctions into the socket. The thighs are staying on the same track. They're staying parallel to each other, but one is longer and one is shorter. So they're staying perfectly vertical. One more set. kind of like a sense of one knee is reaching forward like you're walking forward. Okay, we're going to expand on this in a little bit. Now let's go into our oblique clock hour, so our diagonals. So bring your hands to your 12 o'clock hour and then walk them around to about 1:30 or 2. Pick your diagonal. That depends on the shape of your pelvis. If you have a long pelvis, I have a long pelvis, I do the 30s, 1:30. If you have a shorter pelvis, then the 2 o'clock might be a better option. And then you're going to wait into that 1:30 or 2 o'clock hour. From there, draw a diagonal line to your right hip, 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And then you're going to move directly across the middle of the clock into 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then we're going to keep alternating between those two. 1:30 and 7:30. 1:30, 7:30. Pick the breathing pattern that assists you in finding ease through both diagonal directions. So you might want to exhale with each movement and inhale through the center, or you inhale into the 7:30 hour, exhaling into the 1:30 hour. One more time, each direction. And find your neutral. Take your left hand, go past 3 o'clock, go into 4, 4:30, and then take your right hand, draw a line from 4:30 across the center of the clock to 10:30, right? That's 6 hours. Yeah, so you might want to do 5 and 11 or 4:30 and 10, and then we'll move between 10:30 and 4:30 across the center of the clock. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You're just cutting straight across the board here. Breathing pattern that is assistive for you, that you feel like helps you find ease in both directions. Just to share my experience here, I feel that this is my challenging diagonal. I feel that as I cross through the center of the pelvis, I have a little tremolo or a little wiggle where it doesn't quite go directly. I have a few little speed bumps there. And I interpret that as my body learning something that it doesn't really know how to do naturally. And as I continue on with that, it seems to smooth itself out. One more set after this one. 10:30, ending in 4:30. Coming to center, bring your hands by your sides if you need to rest your arms, or place your hands again on your pelvis, and we'll do circles. We're going to do 2 circles in each, going forward in time, and then 2 circles going back in time. So coming into 12 o'clock to start, using the abdominals, and just relax the backs of your legs a little bit. So give your legs a wiggle and see how much your legs are pushing your pelvis into that 12 o'clock, and how much the inside of the pelvis is doing that. Roll around to 1, 1:30, 2, 2:30, 3, 4, 4:30, 5, 6, 7, 7:30, 8, 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 12. And repeating. noticing which clock hour is the most challenging for you to move through smoothly, and devote your attention to finding more ease and relaxation through that hour. Reverse directions, back in time. So let's just go back to the weekend, since this week seems to have been a hard start for most of us. Did we do 2 already? I feel like we did. All right. So from here, we're going to go into a bridging sequence. Let us sway our knees from side to side to start, like windshield wipers, and allowing the pelvis to follow. Right. Bring your knees back to center. Use the abdominals to roll your pelvis into 12 o'clock. Then add the legs and the glutes, rolling yourself up into a medium height bridge, maybe about a fist height from the floor or two fists stacked up vertically. And then roll yourself back down sequentially through the spine. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tipping the pelvis into 12 o'clock. Push down with the legs, roll yourself up into a moderate height bridge. Inhale at the top. Good, and exhale, roll yourself back down. Okay, I think let's take a moment here to remove some pillows and towels and things from behind the head. Yes, and then we'll continue to roll up into a moderate height bridge, but we're going to start increasing the height. Yeah, so we'll just lift the hips up a little bit higher as we feel ready and rolling back down. Inhaling at the bottom. Good. Exhaling to move sequentially. 12 o'clock. Remember that feeling of using the abdominals to go into the 12 o'clock. Then keep rolling your pelvis, as if you're going to roll your pelvis back towards you. Keep spinning that wheel back towards you and rolling yourself up into a bridge. Take a moment, soften your sternum. Feel the bottom ribs dropping down into the mat, and exhale, roll yourself down. Feel the ribs widening as they roll down, one at a time. Good. One more time like this. Then we're going to add on, rolling into 12 o'clock. Continue to move the pelvis in that direction, rolling up. Good, and exhale, roll yourself down from the top. Ribs lay down one by one. Yes, that's good. Good, good, good. Good, nice control, Polly. Good, Annette. Good, good, good. Lengthen your legs out long once we're all the way down, and just shake your legs out. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. The hamstrings start cramping. And I want to do more bridging today, so let's roll over onto their side. We'll take a little break from the bridging, and then start to do some of our arm work, and then we'll come back to bridging. So, okay. Grab your band. We're going to use single ply band. So if it's tied in a loop, you'll just have the extra laying across your abdomen, and we'll have the single ply band in the hands. Okay. I give you this, people, my friends. Mes amis. Mes amis. Okay. For working on stability through the arms and strengthening the forearms, grab, hold. For finding a little bit more length of the arms and more rooting all the way to the shoulder, keep your hands open and just hold the band, or you can flip the band around your palms so that you don't have to hold it at all, that the band holds itself, as Robert has instructed, okay? So both are viable options. You can either grab. I'm going to be doing this because I want to feel the whole arm unit working together. You can do flat palms So let me do this, show this quickly, or slowly rather. So I have the band over my thumbs with my palms facing down, and then I give it a little squeeze to hold it in place. From there, I bring my fingers down and in, under and up. But however you want to wrap the band around the base of the palm is fine with me. Double wrap, single wrap. Okay. You're going to want to end with a distance just about the width of your shoulders, the outside of the shoulders. So if you're wrapping, you want to be sure that you end up with this kind of grip like this. And if you're gripping, it's easy to set that up. Okay, we've got that set. Roll over onto your side, lie down onto your back. The extra band is over your abdomen if you're using the extra long band. You have a gentle width through the band, through the shoulders, and a gentle tone on the band. So you're not stretching it, you're just gently pulling it and feeling how the shoulder blades connect to the rib cage. From here, turn your palms to face each other. Great. Keeping the wrists nice and long. You're going to inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, slide them back down. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, back down. Inhale, reaching up. Shoulder blades wrap around the sides of the ribs. Tops of shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, slide the arms back down. The shoulder blades wrap around to their start position. Two more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, back down. Good. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. So the arms are going up and down. They're not going forward and back. And down. Okay. Turn your palms to face your legs. You're going to inhale for nothing. As you exhale, you're going to keep the left hand still, stretch the band to the right, opening it to the side. And inhale back up. And then we're going to change sides. Stabilize the right arm. Exhale, pull the left arm to the left side. And inhale back up. You might want to change your grip to the fist for this. It depends on your preference. Right side, inhale up. And left side. Inhale up. Alternating. Pull with the right. Adjust the tension as you need to. And pull with the left. Up. Last set. Exhale, pull. Inhale, open. And exhale, pull. Inhale, open. Good. Just bring your arms down. Let your head loll from side to side. Turning your head. Okay. If you need your towel, pillow, now's a good time to add that back in. Reach your arms back up to the ceiling. We're going to add overhead reach. So overhead means back behind us. So the palms will face the legs. Feel the shoulder blades hugging the back of the rib cage. And you're going to inhale, float the arms back behind you, opening the armpits to the ceiling, gently pulling on the band. And exhale, pull the arms forward from the pubic bone. The pelvis stays still. Inhale, reach the arms back. And exhale, pull the arms from the pubic bone or the bottom of the pelvic floor. Come back up. Two more times like this. Inhale, reaching back. And exhale, back to the start position. One more time. Inhale, reaching back. And exhale, pulling back to the start. Good. Bend your, keep the palms facing your legs. I'll demonstrate this with the wrapped grip. We're gonna do a polishing action. So bending the elbows wide to the side and gliding the hands down as you pull wide. So the palms still continue to face the legs, and you bend your elbows wide and pull the band down as you stretch it wide. Right, good. So good in a So Polly, you bend your elbows. So it's like a pull-up, but you're not grabbing anything. You just have your palms wiping down. Like there's a plate of glass in front of you, and you're sliding your hands down the plate of glass. 2 more times. And 1 more time. Great. Release the grip. Roll over onto your side. This is where I presto change out my AirPods. And we're going to go and we're going to add in one exercise here. Okay. I know the suspense is killing you. Let's see if I can. We hear me? Yay. Okay, good. Here we go. So, telescope arms in chalk circles. So, spinal rotation exercise. Let's see, I'm going to show you from this angle. Can we see me? Yes, okay. We don't need a band. You're lying on your back, legs, feet are parallel. We're going to start by rotating this. Well, the goal is to rotate the spine from the top down, leading yourself with your arm, sliding across the collarbones, gliding along the top of the opposite arm, and you're going to start to roll the upper body being led by the arm, the top arm. And then you're going to keep reaching, and you're going to gradually allow the pelvis and the legs to come into a sideline position. Ta-da! Glide the top hand beyond the bottom hand, rolling more onto your chest, stretching the outside of the shoulder and around the shoulder blade, stacking the hands back up, and then you're going to unwind top first. Roll suction the top arm into the shoulder socket, squeeze the legs together, bring the legs with you as you come back. So you're wringing out yourself and unwringing, wringing and unwringing. Other side looks like this, gliding along the collarbones, stretching out the top arm, spiraling from the shoulders, the lower ribs, the waistline, moving into the pelvis and the legs, gliding the top arm beyond the bottom arm, stacking the arms back up, suctioning the top shoulder back, bringing the arm into the socket, squeezing the legs together, and leading the pelvis back from the top of the body. A point of attention is when we go into the side, okay, back up, all good. If you just splat yourself and relax, you can get in without activating through the legs. You can totally, there is a little bit too much relaxation here, and it becomes difficult to bring yourself back from the pelvis. So we want to tie the upper and the bottom portions of the trunk together so that there is a diagonal connection, and we're going through somewhat those oblique clock hours a little bit. We're definitely going through the 3 and the 9. Okay. Does that make sense? Great. Okay, let's do this. So if you've been doing it, wonderful. Keep doing it. You want to do a total of 3 sets, and then we're going to draw circles, and I'm just going to talk you through that. So hands out to a T with the palms face up just below the shoulders. Legs are totally together. Gliding with one hand, rotating from the top, the middle, the pelvis, and the legs follow. Glide the top hand beyond the bottom hand. Inhale, stack the hands back up. Retract the top shoulder and lead yourself back, squeezing the legs together. Good. And then doing the other side. I'm keeping that top arm really heavy. So there is a way where you can reach away from yourself to do this exercise. I like to kind of ooze my way, using the weightedness of the floor. And then unwind. Okay. Finishing out your set. So, Polly, delay the legs more. Yeah, so the arm goes first, then the shoulders, then the ribs. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to add on, once you come back to your center, we'll get all synced up together. And we'll start with our left hand gliding across. So whichever hand you were using before, we're restarting. Left hand glides across the chest, along the arm, rolling over onto your side. Keep the hands stacked up. Keeping the fingertips of the left hand grazing the floor, you're going to draw a circle around yourself, reaching up overhead to start. Keep squeezing the legs together actively, reaching your arm up and back behind you, bending the elbow as needed. Drawing as large a circle as you can, comfortably. Keep going all the way down towards the legs, up and over the thigh, back to the floor, and then circle the arm to stack the hands back up. We'll do one more big circle like that, then we'll roll back through the middle to change sides. Circle the arm on the floor, fingertips touch the floor, reaching up overhead, circling up and back, allowing the chest to open. You won't necessarily roll all the way onto your back. Reaching down towards your feet, stacking up the hips as the arm goes up and over the thighs, then reach the arm around and forward to meet the other hand. From here, keep really heavy with the top arm and glide the top arm back along the bottom arm, wiping and bringing the legs with the rib cage as you come back to lying on your back. Good. Then we'll do the other side. 2 circles. Right hand, bend the right elbow and reach the right hand to your right pec, and then glide across the chest using the weightedness of the arm, keeping the back of the neck nice and long and the head heavy onto the floor until your hands are stacked up and you're lying on your side. Right hand, fingertips touches the floor, and you're going to draw a circle up overhead, allowing the chest to roll open, staying active through the legs. Largest circle as you feel comfortable. Maybe you'll switch to the backs of your fingertips, reaching the arm down. Once your arm is reaching towards your feet and to your thighs, stack up your hips. The hand goes up and over the thighs or the hips, back to the floor, and then circling around to meet the other hand. We'll do one more circle like that. Keep breathing, circling up overhead. The chest will open towards the ceiling as much as possible, large a circle as possible. Keep active through the legs, squeezing together. Circling the arm down towards the legs, hips stack up and over the legs. Reach towards the knees and circle around to meet the other hand. And then we're going to unwind through the center, spiraling from the top, keeping the legs active, and bring yourself back to lying on your back. Ta-da! Okay, roll over onto your side. Okay. Let us. We've done so much lying on our back. I think it's time to do some kneeling. fours. We're going to stay neutral and glide our hips back and forward. So when you're ready, roll over onto your side and come up. Maybe everybody froze. Okay, no. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we're going to come onto all fours kneeling. Gliding forward and backwards. So you can really see the hinging action through the joints. There's an upward diagonal when you take more weight into your hands and the knuckles, and then a downward and backward action as you go into your heels. Forward and back. Open your fingers wide and press down through all the knuckles and the palm of the hand. Last time, forward and back. Excuse me, forward and back. There we go. Directions. Come to neutral. We'll glide side to side. So your hips are moving to the side, staying relatively level, and to the other side. So the femur, we're exploring the hip socket, going through the inner part and outer part of the hip socket, stretching the outer thigh and the inner thigh. Outer hip, inner hip. Last set. And side, and then we're going to circle. So start by coming forward to the right, back, and left. This is femurs stirring in the pelvis, and the pelvis is staying still. It is polishing the ceiling, if you will. The back of the pelvis is polishing the ceiling. And one more time in this direction. You'll come to the front, in the center, and change directions. Left and back, and right and forward. Left and back, and right and forward. Left, back, right, forward. Lengthen your mid-back and that, and lengthen your neck. And right and forward. Come off of your knees. Come off of your hands. Grab your band. Standing kneeling. Single ply band for arm work. So if you're using the loop, there's going to be a swag just width of the shoulders. Choose your grip. Pull arm connection with the fist, or wrap the band around the palm for open palm work. So you're going to start by reaching your arms forward out in front of you and opening the pelvis as much as possible. Stretch your arms forward and down. Press the band into your thighs. Bring the thighs into the band and pull your arms back, opening the chest. Yes, and swing the arms forward. Exhale, pull down and back. And forward. Pulling down and back. We've lost Annette and Robert. They're in perfect form. In all fours kneeling positions. Pulling down and back. I'll catch up with this in a minute. Forward. Pulling down and back. And forward. And then reaching the arms up overhead. Pulling the band to the top of the head, the elbows pulling down, reaching the head up, and then pushing up. From the side view, pulling down, elbows are slightly front, and up. Pulling down, and up. This is for your lower trap muscles, bottom points of the shoulder blades pulling down and together, for the head reaching up, for the back of the head reaching up into the band. And up. One more time, pulling down. And up. Okay, I'm going to reset my Wi-Fi, Polly. Oh, there's Robert. You're back. Let me just do one little Wi-Fi wiggle. And just to see if we can get Annette back. I'll be right back, people. from kneeling. Let's actually do double ply for safety. So 2 ply, gentle pull of the band. We're going to pull the band with a gentle tone, either between the thumbs and the fingers or with a grip. Keeping your pelvis as stable as possible, you're going to fold your right knee, bring it forward to stand on it. And then you're going to row to the side, and row to the other side, and row to the first side, like this TheraBand is an oar. I made my connection worse, not better. And row, and row, and row, and come to the center, step back, change sides, woohoo, and row to the one side, and to the other side. And one side. I'm just continuing to go other side. And one side. And the other side. I hope you can see me one side. And the other side. And come center. And try to keep the hips level and even. Bring the foot down and rest your arms. So we did this like row, row, row your boat thing. Yeah? Okay, cool. Okay, great. All right, let's end standing and do our around the clock leg work. Okay, we're back. Money. Here we are. So, if you're working with the long, extra long band, work from the fold. Let's make it small today. So really work with holding the fold in the fingers. Go to the elbow, mark that spot, tie a loop. About 12-inch long loop. And then you'll snuggle that up like a pencil skirt, just above the knee. Then you'll tuck the tail into your pants. Sassy. So the band should stay up, but it will probably roll. So Annette, you might need to make yours smaller. I feel like, Annette, are you tall? Are you tall like Robert? I can never get a sense of how tall people are. Everyone looks both tiny and huge at the same time. That looks, okay, seems like it looks good. All right. So, end is tucked up for safety. If you want, you can bring your arms to genie arms. If you want, you can bring your hands to your hips. Oh yeah, but genie arms are like this. Like I Dream of Jeannie. You're not like going, no. It's very much an elevated posture. So we're gonna go to the front with a step forward, 2 legs bend, and come to the center. And then to the side, 2 knees bend, and to the center. And to the back, whoops, back and center. And then we're gonna go front on the other side. Front and center. Side and center. Good. Back and center. So all that footwork that we did first side, front, center, side, center. Rolling through the balls of the feet and center. Second side, front, center. Good. Side, center, back, center. First side, last set, front, side. You're transferring your weight as if you were going to step all the way back. Good. Second side set, last set, front, side, back. Good. Okay. Last little thing, interlace your hands behind your chest, behind your tailbone if it's available, and stretching yourself down as much as you feel comfortable. Feel like you're opening your chest and elevating. Use some abdominal control. We did 0 abdominals today, technically. That's amazing. We did all pelvic forward. And you're going to kick forward. Kick, 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 kick. Other side. Kick, 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 kick. First leg to the side. Open, 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 open. Other leg. Open, open. Lift your chest. Stretch your arms down. And to the back. Ugh, a little bit awkward. 3, with your hands between your butt crack. But then you can get a sense of what your glute tissue is doing. 2, 3, 4. Last little bit. Front, side, back, together. Second leg. Front, side, back, together. Repeat. First side. Front, side, back, together. And second side. Front, side, back, together. Reverse. Back, side, front. This works together. Back, side, front, together. Back, side, front, together. Bueno. Back, side, front, together. Olympic level Pilates achievement unlocked. Thank you. Untie yourself. Get yourself out of here.